Okay, so what's next? Well, just missed a decent long opportunity there. If I would have done this a little bit sooner, I potentially would have caught that whilst recording. But you've dropped down into this level here. You've got a little 15-minute demand zone right there, and you've got the CME open right there. Um, it also lines up with the current day value area low, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, current day value area low. So, that was a decent long right there. I wasn't able to catch that. But if you've watched my previous video, I know it was a little long, 20 minutes, but it was a trade breakdown yesterday. And essentially, what I've been talking about is where is it? These are strong lows. These were weak highs. This was the demand zone I expected a bounce from. We got that bounce, and now I expect continuation to take out these highs. I'm fully expecting these prices up here. Okay. And I'll fully believe that until we start closing candles below here. Okay. So my bias for today is up. Couldn't be simpler. Um, Levels to watch potentially for today. That was my trade. Let's get rid of that. Levels to watch. Again, just so wary of the short side right now, so I would ideally like to look for long opportunities. You're only an hour into the London session, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, London session, you're an hour in now. You're testing the previous day value area high right now, so potentially a little pullback. If you do get back into this zone here, there's potentially a little, nice chunk of demand there. Let's see what the VWAPs are saying. There's one there. Yeah, you breached VWAP, so potentially, let's look at using standard. Let's go down to these lower time frames. So really, I think at this point, since you've had quite a nice initiation out, there may be a good opportunity to get in on a VWAP trade. I know I said I'm not a big fan of these, and I'm not typically because they tend to happen during the middle of moves. Let's just change the color. I like to have colors for sessions. So there's my day. London can be yellow, and New York will be red. So at this point now, our clear intent, or the clear intent of the market is up, and we're very much aware that we would expect these highs to go. So unfortunately, we weren't able to catch that move, but we may be able to catch the next retrace. So you could even just look at today like this. To be honest, let's have a look. I'm just totally eyeballing this right now. You look at that. Yeah, I definitely think if you get a pullback, you should be looking to trade from areas of interest. So, you've had a bounce from these regions here. Um, Look for low time frame blocks. There's one right there. One right there. Let's see what that says. Wouldn't be shorting this now. You are tapping previous day value area high, but look at that. Look at that velocity. It's just taken off on. Let's look at the 1 minute. Look at that. Candle, 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 candle higher than the other. Just up, 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 up. So that's not something you should be shorting. In markets like this, I do like to throw on the fair value gaps. Let's just throw that on. Why isn't it working? That's why. Come on. Yeah. Look at that. Are you just printing these? So you could even look for a little 5 minute, like, yeah, look at these 5 minute gaps. Like, it's just moving. That's a really great way to track price. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to think of a decent little trade we could grab here. So, you can see that we're clearly breaking above these internal highs. We're just still chilling in this range. Let's just look at it as this range for today. Let's just look at it like that's our high, that's our low. And this is all internal movement. So it's kind of noise, but at the same time, you're breaking highs, you're breaking structural highs here. So if you do get a pullback, there's going to be some interest in these zones because it took money to do that. Obviously, proper swing structure breaks are preferable, but you know, still these are internal structure breaks. So if we did get a retrace here now, that would be really nice into VWAP. Yeah, that's annoying. It's just taken off on me. I really was going to long that. Oh, go back. Yeah, that's annoying. We are testing this 15-minute zone again. Yeah, my expectation is higher. If we do get into this zone, I wouldn't be jumping into short positions. I'd want to be seeing breaks of internal structure. I'd want to see a 15-minute close below a low that took out the previous high, so a significant actual shift and a sign of weakness. Then I would want to see a retrace, and I want to get short then to target back into this zone. So essentially, you could look at it as this is a potentially new zone to be playing within, and this is the old zone we were playing within. So if you do get that reversal, you could be looking down into these regions for another long. But in all honesty, I've marked out this level here because I expect that to go. Why do I expect it to go? Because this supply range here that I was talking about, the top of the supply, which is that, you did get you sort of got a reaction there. You know, if you're just taking it from that high to that low, you do get that reaction there on that range, and then you do get another mitigation there. So this is a tap level, this is a mitigated level. So when we do reach that, I wouldn't expect a reaction from an unmitigated level. I wouldn't be entering right there. I'd be looking for, like I said with this one, you'd be looking for that reaction, then you'd be looking for signs that things are turning. But in my opinion, I think we go and take that high. And I think that's a better short-term opportunity because there's a lot more liquidity built up above that high. It's a significant high. And you've got to assume that it has the liquidity above there, because if you were short and you had, you know, if you were swing short and you had your stops above here, you know, you're fairly confident because it's achieved something. Like, that is a high that has achieved something. It was the last high time frame, lower high. So it's a significant level, and you'd assume that liquidity has pulled up there. So in my opinion, that is the only decent short opportunity of the day, unless the signs are there for you know, more shallow opportunity. Otherwise, I think we should just be looking for long opportunities. The ideal place is here right now, but we may get a little retrace into VWAP. So watch these VWAPs. I think it becomes more significant earlier on in a London session, the VWAP. I think if you can get that initial touch off there, it's much nicer. Plus, you've clearly had an open sign of intent. Like, the initial balance of the London session is going to close relatively high. It's moved up with a fair amount of velocity to the point where you've created a huge fair value gap. And you can see they're not common. So, you know, I think the momentum is definitely up, just as I was talking about down here. This high, I would not be shorting that high at all. I think the high's going. It's inevitable, unless we start breaking. But yeah, look for long opportunities within this zone here, within the previous day value areas. You know, this is your current value area right here. Come on. You know, I'd be very tempted in a previous point, a point of control long as well, because it lines up with that area there. You know, you've got a simple enough invalidation below the London initial balance. I think that's pretty decent short, to be honest. Let's see if we get it. Sorry, decent long. I think if you can potentially look at that, at least the highs, but you know, let's say we do call the London initial balance low. Let's say that that's what we want to play today. Just get rid of all that shit. You know, I think that's a decent opportunity, to be honest. But like I just said, it's taken off really quickly, so I may not get it. And that's why I'd be more tempted by the VWAPs. you know, first trade of the day. Yeah, watch out. I'll get this video out so you potentially have the chance to get into that opportunity. You know, we could even look at it as this. So potentially let the London initial balance play out. Look for a beat up below the 50 and the VWAP starts coming in. There's your London VWAP, there's your daily VWAP. They're going to be coming up and converging around each other at the time if you do get that pullback. And you can see you are beginning to lose that momentum on a fractal or a fractal structure. Yeah, I'm gonna get this out quick so we can trade it. Enjoy. Have a good day. Good luck.